You know, some stories don't just tell you what happened, they make you feel what it was like to be there. They pull you in so deep that the world around you just kind of fades away. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. A story where it's the unspoken feelings, the invisible walls of a city, and the raw power of art that tell the real truth. So let's just start with that big question. What is it that takes words on a page and turns them into something that feels, well, alive? It's not just about the plot points, is it? It's the feeling, the tension you can't quite name, and this whole immersive world the story builds around you. And this idea right here is the whole mission of the storytelling channel Storiva. And it's the perfect way for us to look at this. The goal isn't just to tell you a story. It's to pull you in, to make you really feel the grit and the glamour of the world we're about to step into, just like the characters do. Okay, so our story, Enstalil Viola, kicks off with its most powerful character. And get this, it's the city itself. This isn't just some background scenery. Oh no, this city is the antagonist, a living, breathing thing that's been split down the middle by invisible borders and old grudges. And this split, it's not just about who has money and who doesn't. It's something you can feel, you can hear, you can see. On one side, you've got the sound of sirens, the rough feel of brick, and the heavy weight of old fights. On the other, gleaming glass towers and the crushing pressure to be perfect. This is a world where your zip code basically decides your entire life, how you feel, what you're allowed to dream, and who you're supposed to be. So, trapped inside these two separate worlds, we've got our two main characters. And we're going to get to know them not by their actions, but by what's going on inside. The silent struggles they're dealing with inside this city that just won't bend. First up, from the south side, we meet Elijah. He's born into this history of struggle that he didn't create, carrying the weight of his family's name. His world is loud, full of anger and sirens, but he's learned to be quiet. So instead of shouting back at the world, all that pain, all that longing, it gets poured into his music. It's his own private language. It's how he gets by. Then you've got Amara, Uptown, and from the outside, man, it looks like she has it all. But all that privilege, yeah, it's more like a beautiful cage. Her family name opens every door, but it also locks her into a life she never asked for, a life full of expectations and control. Her rebellion's quiet. It's this deep, secret ache for something, anything, that's real. So you've got these two people from worlds that are designed to never, ever mix. And then, bam, pure chance. A citywide blackout hits, plunging everything into darkness. And for a moment, all those invisible walls that define them just disappear. And in that darkness, they actually see each other. And here's the thing that changes everything. Their first real conversation isn't about their last names or what side of the city they're from. It's about their dreams. His music, her art. Their art becomes their secret language. It's the one place where the city's rules just don't matter. And for the very first time, they can be seen for who they are. So their relationship starts to grow in these hidden spots, right? In the cracks of the city. We're talking abandoned rooftops, empty subway platforms late at night. Every single moment they have is stolen, which makes it all the more intense and all the more fragile. They're trying to build this tiny world just for them, inside a city that has zero room for it. But come on, a secret like this, a connection this deep, it's never going to stay hidden for long. The city, with all its history and all its prejudice, was bound to push back. And this is the moment the story takes a hard turn. It stops being just a simple romance and becomes something way more powerful. It's crazy, but all it takes is one little rumor to bring the whole thing crashing down. Their families explode, and all that inherited hate from the city just poisons what they have. They're torn apart, and that space between them lets the silence and the doubt creep in. The city is basically doing its dirty work for it, making each of them believe that the other one gave up, that they chose their world over them. And this is where the story gets really honest and maybe a little brutal. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it reminds us that in a world with wounds this deep, love isn't a magic wand. It can't just wave away generations of pride and fear. It's just not that simple. But, and this is the absolute key, while it can't fix everything, love can be the thing that exposes all the cracks. It can be like a massive spotlight that shines on how broken the system really is. It can't fix the city, no, but it can force the city to finally take a hard look at itself. So what do? How do they fight back? They don't get back together to run away and live happily ever after. No, they reunite as allies, as partners in a fight. They take that private language of theirs, their art, and they make it public. Elijah's song gives a voice to all the injustice. Amara's mural puts a face to the division. And together, their art becomes this massive act of protest, a truth so loud that the city can't pretend it doesn't hear it anymore. So where does a story like this end? You might be expecting a classic happily ever after, but that's not what this is about. This is about the echo it leaves behind, the resonance that stays with you long after you're done. This line right here just nails it. Their personal love story doesn't get a neat little bow tied on it. Instead, it changes. It morphs from a feeling between two people into a public statement, a force for change that becomes way bigger and more important than just the two of them. And that right there is the real win. It's not a sudden magical transformation. It's not perfect. It's messy, it's slow, but it's a start. Because of their courage and their art, for the first time, the city starts to listen. A conversation has finally started. And that's the real powerful hope in this story. And that really leaves us with one last thing to think about. When a story doesn't give you a clean resolution, what does it give you? Stories like this one, they offer us something way more valuable than closure. They give us questions. They give us understanding. And maybe, just maybe, they challenge us to start noticing the invisible lines that divide our own worlds.